Hey guys, welcome to Open Techno. Today we have a video for gamers, for all of you who like to use it in your daily life. The Steam Deck, this machine that's made to play computer games in a fully portable way. A machine that has Steam inside and lets us download a wide variety of games and play them portably. But that's not the topic for today. Today I want to discuss the battery on the back. The Antank magnetic power bank, which is compatible with the Steam Deck, is nothing more and nothing less than a portable battery. A battery like the one we would use, for example, to charge our phone when we go on vacation and we're going to be out of the house for many hours. However, this battery has something special, and that's that it's magnetic and comes with a stand made specifically for the Steam Deck. So, let's take a look at this very interesting product from Antank. We'll take a closer look at it and see how it charges our Steam Deck. Alright, let's get started with the review. We have a portable battery, as I mentioned before, a battery that works just like any regular one. There's nothing special about it. It's a battery that's about 16 centimeters long, about 7 centimeters wide, and around 3 centimeters thick, more or less. The truth is, it's a big battery because it has 20,000 milliamp hours. It has an impressive capacity, which benefits the Steam Deck, as you'll see later. The design is extremely simple. Front side, we have a little button that, if we press it, will tell us the charge level we have. In steps of 25%, we have 25, 50, 75, and 100. Then on the top part, a single USB-C. A single USB-C that will serve both to charge the battery and to charge the Steam Deck. With this Antank battery, let's talk a bit about the battery's capacity and how it performs with charging and discharging. As I mentioned, we have 20,000 milliamp hours, 16,000 mAh actually usable, and then a charge that will work at a maximum power of 45 watts. These 45 watts of power will be both for input and output, meaning that we can use a charger, any of the ones we have. From fast phones, typical root-jet phones that we've seen on the channel, which come with very powerful chargers, up to 120 watts, we could use them to charge this battery at 45 watts. Then, in the same way, it will be able to provide up to 45 watts to our Steam Deck, which, after all, is more or less what the original charger would provide, so that we can keep playing while charging the battery at the same time, and that way extend the total duration of our gaming sessions. But it's on the back where we find the most distinctive feature of this battery. This part here is magnetized, it's magnetic, which means we can easily attach and remove it from our Steam Deck. I'm going to show you how it's done. We have a stand that I'll show you in more detail in a moment, but basically, this is how it works. The stand has the same notch as the battery, and as you can see, it's magnetized and holds on really firmly. So, we can basically hold the Steam Deck just by the battery. This connection is incredibly strong and fits together flawlessly. We don't have to worry about how to put it in, it always fits exactly where it's supposed to. Besides the battery, this stand that comes with it is also really important. The stand, which in the end is what lets us put the battery in and keep it anchored to ours Steam Deck. As you can see, the Steam Deck doesn't have a native way to add accessories. However, the guys at Antank have made this piece that's really well designed for our Steam Deck. Because on the top, it's going to leave the ventilation on the top of the Steam Deck completely available, of course. And then it also has a notch right here in the middle where it would take in air for that ventilation. Also, to keep this stand from moving, they've used the screw slots to put in some small stoppers. As you'll see now, as soon as I put the stand on, we find its position and it doesn't move anymore, it stays completely anchored. This is the moment when we can place our battery magnetically. And finally, we would use one of the two USB-C cables that come with it to connect it to the Steam Deck. It comes with two USB-C cables. One is this one, which is very short, just the length needed to connect the battery to the Steam Deck. And then it comes with a much longer USB-C cable, so you can charge it with a phone charger, but at much longer distances. As you can see, we just placed this cable here very discreetly. To the Steam Deck, we also connect it to the battery so it starts charging, and as you can see, it doesn't affect our use at all, just of course the Steam Deck. Now it's going to be a bit heavier, but as long as we have it resting on our legs, or in our hands, or if we're sitting in a chair, it's not going to be a weight that we notice, because in the end, we're not really carrying or lifting the weight directly. As you can see, it's quite a bit thicker, but we're going to have a lot more battery life and entertainment with our Steam Deck. Now, how much more battery life does this battery offer us? Well, specifically, this battery is going to give our Steam Deck 1.5 times more battery life. This means that we're going to be able to have the Steam Deck's battery. We drain it completely, we can charge the battery up to 100% and then another 50% more. So we're going to multiply the normal battery life of our Steam Deck by about 1.5 times. We can't confirm it in hours because based on my experience, the Steam Deck can last for a very short time. With very demanding games, about an hour and a half, up to 4 or 5 hours if we're playing games that are much more demanding in terms of graphics. So just so you know, with this battery, we're going to be able to double, well, more than double, about 1.5 times more, the battery life of our Steam Deck. Just so you get an idea, or maybe you don't have it. Why count? How many times will we be able to charge the Steam Deck? You just connect it, and that's it while you're playing. We're using the capacity of the external battery and then the capacity of the Steam Deck's own battery. I hope I didn't ramble too much, because ultimately, a battery's lifespan is quite limited. Basically, we're just going to be able to multiply the internal battery life of the Steam Deck by about 1.5 times. Something I haven't mentioned, but it's worth saying, is that this battery comes with a lot of electronics inside to protect both our Steam Deck and the integrity of the battery itself. It has a chip that doesn't allow more current to pass through than it should, and a chip that also doesn't let the battery overheat. There are multiple thresholds at which it could be dangerous. As mentioned, it has safeguards to protect both the console and external battery. That's about it. For all of you who have the Steam console, I think it's an accessory that's really worth it. If you're going to be, for example, on public transportation where you don't have access to a power outlet, or you're going to be, well, after all, in, I don't know, a rural house, or you're going camping and you won't be able to have that electricity you have at home. Well, hey, I think this is an essential accessory. Also, let's move on to the topic of price, which of course is an important thing. The price is very reasonable because it's about the same as what 20,000 mAh batteries cost. Its price is about 45 euros without any kind of discount. Therefore, with the inclusion of these two USB-C cables from the adapter for the Steam Deck. And since it's a battery that's made magnetically for this console, I think it's a battery that's really worth it and is at a very competitive price. So there's not much more to say. If you have any questions about this Antank magnetic power bank compatible with Steam Deck, you can leave them below in the comments and we will answer you as soon as we can. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, like the video if you found it useful. See you in the next one. Goodbye.